Welcome to a special edition of the IntelleXual Podcast. This one has no number. It's a special edition.
Ooh.
I'm your host, David S. Dawson.
And I am David and Naomi.
And we are coming at you just like on the eve of Comic-Con International here in San Diego.
Yes.
And we have an amazing guest joining us today. We weren't sure we were going to get time with him because he's a super, super busy man. It's Mr. David Glanzer from Comic-Con itself. And we're going to chat with him a little bit about, the big event.
Yeah. Everything that goes on, everything that, he's passionate about. And, he talks to us about San Diego and Comic-Con and, how it's different from then to now, what he loves, his routines to get ready for Comic-Con.
His supposed routines.
Yeah. He gives us all the secrets.
Yeah, awesome. Super awesome to have this chance to talk to him.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's nice
to talk
to a person
it was really
on the
fun.
inside. Get the scoop from a long-term fan and now part of the institution of Comic-Con. He's been part of this universe for most of my life.
And all of mine.
And all of yours. Yeah. Anyway, so if you're not ready for Comic-Con, what the hell's wrong with you? If you are ready for Comic-Con, yay.
And if you're a little bit in between, listen to this podcast and it will pump you up or it will help you get ready. So Either way, it's a win.
Exactly. And so we're just going to jump right into it. The special edition Comic-Con style
Comic-Con
of the IntelleXual Podcast with Mr. David Glanzer. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy.
Talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. The IntelleXual Podcast starts now.
Hi, how are you? This is David Glanzer.
I'm very good. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Is this connection okay?
Yeah, sounding good. Are we coming through okay for you?
Perfect.
Okay, I'm sitting here with my co-host who you met the other night at Tonight in San Diego, David and Naomi Garcia.
Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not in the Darth Vader costume today. I'm a little more professional this morning. Oh, yes. That's fantastic. All right, first question, check.
So how is it being the Dark Lord of Comic-Con?
Yeah. I'm a pussycat.
He is. You're so sweet. No, absolutely. But you'd rock that Darth Vader way better than I did. I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
So how are you doing? Comic-Con really kind of kicks off tomorrow. You must be super, super busy today.
Yeah, it's the storm before the storm.
Yeah.
It's a lot of really trying to put out last minute issues, make sure that all of our ducks are in as much a row as ducks will be. So it's good. It's busy, but it's exciting.
That's good. I was wondering, okay, so what is going on through David Glanzer's mind when he's prepping? Is there like a procedure that you go through? Is there like a morning, do you go on put on your cape and then you go on a jog and then you have like a Superman protein shake and go out there and just do Comic-Con?
Yes, well, I can tell you, people that know me know that I get up and have the protein shake and go for a jog every day.
Nice.
I don't. It's funny. We were just talking about what goes through my mind. It's really odd that you would ask that because I said, I feel like I have a hamster in my brain that's working overtime, trying to get that wheel really going because there's so much to do. And my buddy said, I think you have a million hamsters going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it kind of feels like that. There's just so much to do. The important thing, honestly, is to try to make sure the most important stuff gets taken care of. And, we have a great team of people at Comic-Con who handle a variety of different areas. So we're all, it's our A game now. We have to bring it. And hopefully we'll do enough of a good job that people will have a great time and want to come back.
Oh, of course. I think that goes without saying. But I'm pretty sure all those hamsters also have capes. Just saying.
Yes, of course they do. But that goes without saying.
And knee-high boots.
And some of them even little masks.
Nice. Oh, the coolest hamsters ever. See, that's what I want to hear.
Only the best hamsters have masks.
Only the best. They're truly dedicated ones.
That's wonderful. And obviously I've heard there's a few things, a few big things going on this year at Comic-Con. Am I right?
I think so. Every year there's always some I like to talk about Comic-Con as kind of like being a river. The river is always there. Comic-Con's here every summer, but the water is ever changing, and the same thing is true of the show. There's stuff that happens from year to year, and there's always some new exciting things, some really big things, and this year is no exception.
So tomorrow night is Star Trek.
Tomorrow night is the world premiere of Star Trek Beyond, and
at Comic-Con.
That's so exciting!
It's amazing.
Yeah, I have to tell you, as an old Star Trek fan, my mind boggles at the thought that they decided to share it with the fans here at Comic-Con. I'm very excited about that.
Well, I think it's a really bold statement on Paramount's part. Because that's the most critical group, right?
Well, I think it is. Every year somebody does a story about, a studio not coming, or is Hollywood pulling back from Comic-Con. And I don't think you could have a bigger, show of support than a studio not only attending, but having the world premiere, and having the world premiere outdoors.
Yeah.
San Diego is a beautiful location. The location that they're doing this in is right on the bay. Last night they were testing the screens and all that. So I think it's a great testament to their commitment to fans, and it'll be a great thing for Comic-Con fans to see.
We're hoping that Naomi can score some of those tickets to get in there.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
Me too. I'm gonna, I may have to get in that line a couple of different times to see if I can score some tickets for that.
Right. We'll camp out together. It'll be fun. I've never done it. It'll be my first time.
Only if you wear your cape.
All right, you got it. You got a deal.
Well, Naomi got her first ever Comic-Con pass this year, so this is going to be her first experience. I unfortunately did not get a pass this year, which has me really bummed out. But she's going to go. She's going to go and enjoy it for the both of us, I guess.
And report back on everybody. I have to tell you, one of the true things about Comic-Con that has changed over the course of the show is I don't really have an opportunity to take part in Comic-Con the way I used to. So before, I would go to panels or pop in here. A majority of what I experience now in terms of Comic-Con is from listening to podcasts, watching the news, listening to reports. And I have to tell you, they're pretty great. I mean, we've always thought that mainstream press for us isn't necessarily the national newspapers or network televisions. It's the fan publications and fan podcasts and whatnot, because they talk about us throughout the year, and they know what's of interest to fans. So, kudos to you guys for putting together stuff like this as well, because if you don't have a chance to go to the show, we can follow the show through you guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I personally have lots of nerd friends all over the country who can't come here. I'm fortunate enough to live here, so we do our best to cover Comic-Con in whatever limited capacity we can, because I know I can provide kind of that lens that my friends want to see on what's going on. Right,
and this year, we've teamed up with Comic-Con HQ. Lionsgate had approached us a few years back about doing a streaming service, and that service is free throughout Comic-Con, and they're going to be reporting on Comic-Con and stuff. So hopefully, people can sign up for that service and take a peek at some of the goings-on. So there's different outlets, I think, where even if you can't be at Comic-Con, you can certainly, kind of share in some of the excitement and fun.
Yeah, it's a good time for technology. I mean, you were not able to do this, years ago, 5, 10, 20 years ago. You had to be there. That was it. Pictures it didn't happen really. And now I think that's really cool that now you've gone from being a fan and being there almost from the beginning, and then now you're kind of changing the way that you're fanning over Comic-Con and experiencing a different way. I think that's really cool. You're just evolving with the fest. I love that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And the truth of the matter is, the people who attend Comic-Con are early adopters. They know about books, comics, TV shows, movies, and all that long before anybody else. I mean, George Lucas sent down people for Star Wars in 1976, a full year before it came out, because he knew he'd have a receptive audience, and he did. And you're absolutely right. It is, we're fans ourselves. We put on the type of show we want to attend, and it's amazing because the fans, can dictate to a great deal what we're going to do. And technology is, they're so on top of technology, being at the forefront. And, we are happy to have those people on our committee, fans. We listen to them, and you're right. I think it's very different now than it was, even 10 years ago.
That's amazing.
Well, I know there's a lot of friends of mine who've been going to Comic-Con for 25, 30 years, and they complain that it's not what it once was, that it's too big or too crowded now. But do you feel like that kind of explosion in interest in Comic-Con on a broader scale is a direct result of the internet and the technology that's allowing more people to kind of get that experience without having to come to San Diego?
Well, I think there's an element of that, and people are correct. Comic-Con is very different today than it was 10 years ago. But I'll have to say, too, that 10 years ago, it was a very different show than it was 10 years before that. And in 1980, it was a very different show than it was in 1970. At that first show, we had 300 people. Our social media was calling somebody on the phone or, sending a letter. Now things are instantaneous. Information is instantaneous. You can find out, what happens at Comic-Con, in real time in China. So I think technology has really played a part of that. We've tried to limit the number of people at the show because, as crowded as it is, there are a lot more people who still want to attend, and unfortunately we can't accommodate everybody. But it is a different show, but I think, we've retained our core values and our interests. When we started in 1970, comic books, film, and science fiction and literature were our main areas of interest, and that continues till today. But it also now includes interactive multimedia. It includes a lot of costuming. It includes action figures, toys, and games. I mean, pop culture is a very different animal now than it was 47 years ago. And I think it's a testament to the attendees and fans who attend that it keeps us young and on the cutting edge.
Well, like whole industries are cropping up around not just Comic-Con, but conventions in general, like the cosplayers. Like cosplay's just taken off the last few years.
It really has. I think, when I was younger, I would dress up in costume, and it was a way for us to honor our passion and our love. It was a way to be able to, pretend, we were different characters and whatnot. We love that. And it's a form of self-expression. And I think it's something to be celebrated, especially when you see the talent and dedication that so many people put into their costumes. But that being said, it's great also to see a kid who put together the best costume that he can. And you know what? It may not be a studio caliber costume, but you know what? It's an amazing costume because that fan took the time, the dedication to express, him or herself. And that, I think, is among some of the best costumes that we see.
Yeah, I actually said that to Naomi the other day. She was going, what am I going to wear? I want to put a costume together, but I don't want it to not be good enough. And I said, no. The effort is what matters.
Yes.
Don't worry about having a really picture-perfect costume. The effort is what matters.
Annie told me I'm a woman. And so I'm like golden. I can pretty much wear whatever I want, is what he's saying. So there's a lot of.
And the thing is, I think everybody can. What I love to say about Comic-Con is, it's the place where you can come and be yourself or who you want to be. Right?
Yeah. Love that.
It doesn't. When we deal with aliens and this and that, you can be anything you want to be. You shouldn't be limited by anything except your imagination.
Well, and that's the beauty of comic fans, sci-fi fans, fantasy fans is I think by their nature, they're more accepting and open to kind of the experience of multicultural diversity anyway. They're not going to give you grief for, not having a great costume. They're going to be like, way to go. Congratulations.
No, you're absolutely right. I think when you walk through the doors, people applaud the fact that you cared enough to first of all, you cared enough to be there and share in your passion. But if you're going to go the extra mile and build a costume, the fact that you even attempted it is a testament enough to your passion. And regardless of the quality, we all start somewhere. I remember the very first costume I tried to make myself. I tried to make a shirt, and one sleeve was about, I don't know, an inch longer than the other. I don't know how that happened. But, I was very lucky because I met friends who were costumers who were able to fix my shirt. And they were like, kudos to you for at least trying. Mm-hmm. And, now you've met people who can help you. And I learned a lot. And there really is that camaraderie, people helping people also.
Yeah, I don't
supporting
hear
each other.
Yeah, I don't hear just people of common interest. I hear what you're talking about is like a family. And I think we could all learn a little something from the attendees at Comic-Con, be more understanding, be more open, be more just, loving to each other about who we are and what we look like. And so, the world could be a little more like Comic-Con, I think, David.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. I often say that on any other given weekend during the year, I don't know that all these people would necessarily hang out together, because they have such varied and diverse interests, and they come from so many different backgrounds. But when you walk through the doors of Comic-Con, we are a family, and I think we do cut each other a little bit more slack. We are respectful of each other, and as all families, we give support. Sometimes we give some constructive criticism, but all in all, it really is an incredibly enjoyable experience. And I have to tell you, by Sunday of the convention, we're all usually pretty exhausted, but it's amazing to see so many people still having fun that when the doors close, they just don't want to leave. And I understand that. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah. Getting to the limitation on the crowds, I actually think that it works in Comic-Con's interest to have a limited number of tickets available, because it makes it a special event. That effort you have to go through just to get in is part of that experience.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You were hitting the nail on the head. It's not, if you want to attend the show, I'm sorry to say you really, you have to be pretty dedicated, because it's not an easy process. And it's not.
I've only made it in once myself. myself. So,
one of the things that we are really focused on is trying to prevent scalping and fraud and things of that nature. This year we're implementing an RFID system with our badges. And, the truth is, people who end up making fraudulent badges, that's not good anyway. But the really scary thing is, we've capped our attendance. We know how many people, are fine in the building. If somebody ends up Xeroxing their badge or sells, a duplicate badge, that's a potential problem, because now there are two people who are, when we really only accounted for one person. So the RFID system will allow us to make sure that if they don't have the little chip in their badge, they won't be able to get in. But the limited attendance is for comfort. And, if we get an expanded convention center, maybe we'll be able to allow more people. But it's great that, an event that started with 300 people in their first year has as many people who want to attend now. It's very cool.
Yeah, because you've got the, 130,000 actual attendees, but there's still another probably 75 or 100,000 that come to San Diego and just party in the streets outside anyway.
Yeah, and they're all around the building, because there's activities around the building, too. If you can't get in, you don't have a badge, you can still be a part of the activities that are going on outside. Yeah, it's a blast. It's so much fun.
We have a lot more than 130,000, and it's, luckily we get along pretty well, and it transforms the city for 4 days, and I know it's really fun. It's great. San Diego's a great city anyway. But, boy, you look at a day like today, and this week is supposed to be nice. It's like icing on the cake.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful experience.
Well, I've had a tendency to go in August. I go to the Star Trek convention in Vegas fairly frequently. and it's miserable there.
It's so hot.
I love going to that
And no
convention,
ocean.
but it's miserable
Yeah.
there. You know, you get out of your hotel, you rush into the car as fast as you can, turn the air conditioner on, rush to the Rio or wherever they're at on any particular year, and you rush in as quickly as you can. Like nobody wants to be outside in Vegas in the middle of the summer.
Ugh, no.
Oh, right.
And I just
I
love
know that,
being in San Diego for Comic-Con.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I have a buddy of mine who's here from Arizona, and I was saying, it's supposed to be warm this summer. During the show, it could be like in the 80s, and he's like, he's going to be freezing because it's like 100 degrees in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the same thing with Las Vegas and some of these other cities. There's a lot of hotels in Vegas. People always say, why don't you just move there? Look. San Diego is a great city.
Yeah.
We have our challenges. I think we're very happy and lucky that local hotels in the city work to help mitigate those challenges. But you just can't beat the city, right? It's got a beautiful weather, beautiful view. The city has embraced us, and it's like heaven for 1 week out of the. Well, it's always heaven. But for me, it's like nerd heaven.
It's nerd Mecca 1 weekend a year.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the people are wonderful too. We have a great city. We really do. San Diego is wonderful. So to have this on top of it, it really is the icing on the cake. It really is.
Yeah.
San Diego's paradise as it is.
Says the recent transplant to San Diego.
I love San Diego so much. Sorry, Chicago.
Well, David, thank you so much for taking
time. There are great
time.
cities throughout the country. I mean, I love Chicago.
Oh, of course.
I love New York. I love San Francisco. Las Vegas is fun. But, boy, I got to tell you, people, every time I travel around for business or even pleasure, people are, I detect a little bit of envy in the fact that we live in America's finest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I was working in Tucson a month and a half ago, and it was 112 degrees out.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah,
my
that's
buddy's
right.
from Tucson, so yeah, that's what I understand.
Yeah, and I was talking to my Lyft driver about coming from San Diego. He's like, "Whoa, what's the temperature there?" I was like, "It was 72."
And perfect.
And wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to count my lucky stars.
He sends me pictures of the gas prices, and I send him pictures of the weather.
Nice. Just of the ocean, people smiling all the time. Yeah. Well, I'm going to count my lucky stars. I'm so glad to be here, and this is going to be an amazing year. This is my first time, and I'm so happy I got to talk to you, and I'm even more pumped. I didn't think I could get more pumped for Comic-Con, and I am. I'm going to put on my cape, and I'm going to get this done. We're going to go into Comic-Con. It's going to be amazing. So hopefully everybody who's going to Comic-Con is going to have a great time, be safe, be happy, enjoy, be yourself and express yourself. Thank you so much, David, for being on the show. Appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
And thank you for you and the entire Comic-Con team. Thank you guys so much for all the hard work you put in. I know you guys do WonderCon as well, and I love WonderCon.
Well, thank you. That's very much appreciated. I will pass that along. Thank you so much.
Yeah, as an old school nerd myself, it's so nice that these events have raised awareness of how good it is to be a nerd. Mm-hmm. And
I totally
it's made
agree.
my life
we
easier.
Can finally, let our geek flag fly.
That's right. I happen to keep mine on my back.
Perfect.
So thank you again, David, so much.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
David.
Have a good week.
All right.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. That was super cool.
I'm so excited. I can't hide it.
You sound like an old song.
Really? That's weird. I didn't think about that at all, by the way. So yeah, so you got a big 4 days ahead of you. I know.
Well, 5 days really.
I know. Hopefully I'll be able to get. I mean, I can't count on that to get tickets to Star Trek Beyond, but I'll just put out.
If you don't get into
good
it,
vibes.
If you don't get into it, we're gonna go see it at AMC.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see it regardless.
Yeah.
It's not.
I can't not see it tomorrow. I
know. Okay.
But we're going to see Aliens on Saturday.
We are, and the
members
cast
of the
is
cast
going to be there.
for that,
That's
so
going
it's
to be
awesome.
pretty epic. I can't believe we got tickets
30th
to that.
anniversary for that.
How did that?
Thank you, Randy Davison.
Thank you so much,
for
Randy Goddamn
pointing me to
Davison.
that.
We love you so much. But I'm super stoked on that because, oh man, that's going to be a blast.
Yeah,
that really is.
You're going to be tooling around Comic-Con. We got to figure out how you're going to videotape.
We'll
or
figure it
photograph
out.
or
Yeah, we'll
whatever.
figure it out.
You may have to take a dreaded selfie stick with
You know what? Whatever. I will. The only exception I will make for a selfie stick is Comic-Con. Okay.
There you go.
That is it. You've heard it once, and that's it, guys. One very specific time.
And I've had communication now with our PR rep at Nerd HQ. He assures me we're going to get some time with Zach Levi this year.
Fun.
Like on our show instead of just, the face-to-face that I got with him last year, which was a personal thrill for me because, I love that guy.
Yeah.
And man, the panels at Nerd HQ are awesome.
They're so great. Like we said, they're intimate because there's only like 200 tickets that are sold. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got great questions. Everyone, it feels more connective, and the questions that are asked, it's in the, honestly, it feels like the cast has such a better time because if you're in front of 8,000 people or whatever, 6,000 people in Hall H. That's lot
one
of people.
kind of experience.
That's one kind of experience, and it's
cool.
Epic, and everyone's clapping, and I'm pretty sure there's.
I like the intimate nature of Nerd HQ.
Everyone gets to kind of go more in detail about their character, about the storylines, about what they like and dislike, and they're joking around, and it seems a lot more just even intimate with the cast members too, which is what I love seeing.
And actually, that's something I want to mention to people listening to the show. It's not too late to get into Nerd HQ.
No.
You can register at thenerdmachine.com, and it's free to register to go into Nerd HQ. And they've got video game systems all set up everywhere and booths, and it's kind of its own mini convention.
It's super cool, guys. Go and sign up. It's free. It's free. But go.
The panels cost money. The panels cost like $20 or something to get in, and that's a donation to Operation Smile. So you're helping children with cleft palates all over the world get those cleft palates repaired, which is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And if you go buy the tickets, you literally are one of just a couple hundred people who get to sit with these casts and hear them talk. And the other thing they do is they quite often will auction off stuff in those panels because this is all about the charity for Operation Smile. So Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk are famous for coming in with just crap from the sets that they've been on,
cool.
Or toys that they have, or
or you're like Zach Levi and you're like, I'm gonna raffle off a hug, and these women are like fighting over each other. They're like, no, he's mine. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
If you got cash, Nerd HQ is a place to go because you're going to get really special stuff.
Yeah, and it goes to a great cause.
And it goes to a really great
cause.
So
everybody wins. Yeah, literally everybody wins.
Literally, Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk just show up with duffel bags full of crap.
Literally.
From their house.
Literally. No, not literally. Okay, sorry.
They're like, here's a mug that somebody gave me at New York Comic Con.
No one cares about New York Comic Con.
But they've got stories behind all the things that they auction off.
It's
amazing.
Cool.
It's amazing. And
they couldn't be amazing people as it is. Yeah. They have to just go and do that.
And Stephen Amell from Arrow is going to be doing 2 panels.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I know at least one of those he'll be bringing friends from Arrow.
Exactly.
And the DC shows on. So who knows what they will auction off?
Oh,
right.
That would be
that's
cool.
That's a whole new category of people coming on. There's a Con Man panel for Con Man season 2. That's Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion's web series. Which, if you missed season 1, by all means go check it out. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
It is so funny. It's written and directed by Alan Tudyk, and it has a cast that you just wouldn't believe. It's like everybody in sci-fi and fantasy wanted to be on this web series with them. And it is so good.
I'm not going to lie. Anything both of those men are a part of, I want to see. Yeah. It's always gold. It's always gold. So
I'm really curious to see what happens with Nathan Fillion now that Castle's over.
Yeah.
Now that he's got a lot of free
he's
time.
definitely going to be cracking jokes about that. You know it, because that guy, he's just always on point, you know?
So funny.
Yeah.
And then we'll be at GamerCon as well. I'm not sure which one of us will be going over there on any given day to cover GamerCon.
Yeah, we'll be jumping around.
But we'll be bouncing around.
Yeah,
we'll be doing a lot
nice.
of moving all over downtown. Moving and shaking.
Anything you need to check out, you can come to the IntelleXual. We will have everything covered in town, including David Glanzer can check out the podcasts and the YouTube and the Instagrams and Twitters and everything, so he can keep his fanning on point as well. So, even he needs to get his news about Comic-Con. There's no way you're going to see it all. Even if you're at Comic-Con, then you're going to miss what's at Nerd HQ or
it's like
GamerCon.
Pokemon, you got to see it all, but you can't see it all.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so also guys, just so you know, if you are in a Pokemon Go, that's a thing.
We don't
You
get it, but
probably
okay.
have, taken a lot of time out of your life in the past week and a half to do this, and you might be a Pokemon master in your own mind. There's still a world
Seriously,
going on.
the timing of the release of
We
Pokemon
love you.
Go
I need to
was
give you a
brilliant.
hug so you can come back to real life, but it's okay because it's awesome. I used to collect Pokemon cards. I was totally into it when I was younger, and so I just, I haven't really gotten on the Pokemon Go thing right now, but I'm not against it. I'm just not a part of it right now. But I'm so team Pokemon. Absolutely. By all means. So this just happened. So Sunday, now because of what's happened with Pokemon Go, because it's so huge, they actually bumped something off, and they're going to be moving into Hall H. So if anybody wants to go and
That's
they have
gonna
a
be the
ticket,
biggest
that's going to
meetup
be
ever.
besides, Star Trek Beyond, obviously premiering on IMAX tomorrow night, which is going to be amazing. Then it's going to be Pokemon Go. Those two are neck and neck. So yeah, Sunday and Wednesday, those are the two big things, and that's, oh man, there's going to be a lot of people, and who knows how many Pokemon. They're definitely going to be rare ones there.
There may be one of the big
There's
ones.
going to be some epic battles going on.
If I was in charge of the Pokemon franchise right now, I would be scheduling it out for one of those super rare, like the 6 that nobody can find.
And have a battle.
One of them needs to be there in
Huge
Hall H.
battle. Oh
on
my
Sunday,
gosh.
when they've got 6,000 Pokemon fans.
Oh,
in
absolutely.
the hall.
If
that doesn't happen,
I'm going to be upset.
I'll be really upset.
I'm not even playing, and I will be upset.
That was the trailer for the game.
Yeah.
It was all those people in Times Square battling against Mewtwo,
Yeah, exactly.
This is how that will happen.
Yes.
Comic-Con, San Diego, 2016.
Do it.
I will be shocked if one of those giant battles with a super rare Pokemon does not happen.
Can you imagine
At
if
Hall H.
just a battle broke out in Hall H? That would be the most epic thing on the last day of Comic-Con.
Can you imagine the video of that?
Oh my gosh.
Every camera in Comic-Con would
Every
be
single
in Hall
one.
H for that.
Everyone.
And you get to see all those people flicking and trying to capture, whoever.
Yeah. Can you imagine the person who catches it too? They would be like a god in San Diego and all over the country.
Elevated to the top of the Marriott.
Right. Right? Seriously, they're like, you're not paying for lunch today. Yeah. That'd be amazing.
So we're going to have a good time. And this is an unexpected episode. So
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to have David.
I honestly didn't think he would be able to make the time for us with as busy a schedule as he had, but he gave us a solid 20 minutes.
He's really, really a sweet man. He really is a true fan, and he really wants to, talk about Comic-Con. And he started from just being a fan and worked his way up through the ranks to get where he's at.
I read somewhere that his first Comic-Con was 1978.
Yeah. And then he started volunteering in 84 around there. And so we had him on Tonight in San Diego, and, we had him twice, once last year and once, just about a week ago. We just had our Comic-Con episode, and he's so nice. It was so good to see him again. And I'm like, well, I'm going to talk to you in a week. And so it's really nice to kind of, keep talking to these people that are San Diego locals, and you have this, this dialogue going, and the more dialogue, the more nerding you have. And I love that it's not just a job to him. It's a lifestyle, and it's something he's excited about and that he loves, and it's, part of his experience in San Diego. To me, that makes it even better because he does know the fans, and he knows what the fans want to see and what kind of experience they want to have, and he knows how to talk to people about Comic-Con because he loves it. And that you can hear that in his voice. He's not flat at all when he talks about Comic-Con. It's just love, 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 love.
Right.
So we both appreciate David being on the show. Absolutely. Thank you so much for talking to us. And we love the whole Comic-Con team. Like I said, I could not be more excited. I'm getting super giddy just thinking about it. It's tomorrow.
Speaking of Comic-Con and it starting tomorrow, if you have any inkling to suggest things that we need to see or places that you'd like us to go cover, send us a message on Twitter, at the IntelleXual, and let us know what you'd like us to cover, and we'll do our best to try and get somebody on it. Also, because we will have representatives inside Nerd HQ, the whole weekend, and those do stream online, those panels. So you actually get to see those panels relatively quickly, unlike the panels that happen in Comic-Con. Send us your questions, via Twitter. Send us your questions, and our representative inside the panels will do their best to try and get up and ask your question. We'll probably only be able to ask one question per panel, but send us a message at the IntelleXual on Twitter. Should we pick a hashtag for it? How about a hashtag nerd question?
Okay. Intellectual nerd question?
That's a lot of letters.
I'm getting used to this whole hashtag thing. Okay.
Yeah. You want to keep it short.
Yeah. And so also, I remember we were talking about this. This is an awesome thing that we're going to be doing. So during Comic-Con, because it is for the next 5 days, so we will be having times that we will have particular giveaways for the intellectuals, particular intellectual giveaways only at Comic-Con. So you guys have to listen and watch and tweet and Instagram, stay connected to us, and we will be giving away some special giveaways to some special people. So, follow everything and keep in touch because we will be having special just for Comic-Con goodies for people. So
well, that's news to me.
No, it's not. He's lying. It's a surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah. So
no, it'll be awesome. Anytime Naomi tells you that something's going to be awesome, just trust that it'll be awesome. So, so let's do hashtag nerd question.
Okay, that works.
Because I don't think that'll be a hashtag that anybody else is.
You'd be surprised.
Well, let's take a look. I'm on Twitter. I can take a look real quick.
It's trending right now.
Let's see, twitter.com. Okay, I'm gonna do hashtag nerd question. See what comes up. Let's see how on the pulse we are.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Nerd question. Holy crap! What
did I tell you? Yeah,
that's amazing.
Can you do IXE nerd question? Maybe. See how I shortened that?
Yeah.
See what I did there? Yeah.
How about nerd question IXE?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So hashtag nerd question IXE.
Okay.
That way we can just quickly take a look and know that that's what it's referencing, and just at the IntelleXual, post your question hashtag nerd question IXE, and we will do our best to ask those questions at the panels at Nerd HQ.
And we will give you the special hashtag for the special goodies throughout Comic-Con. So we will pick winners for that.
Our shit.
I know. And even if I hope David gets one of them. I hope David gets a goodie because it's very specific to Comic-Con. He deserves it. That man deserves intellectual goodies. Wait, can I say that?
We need to send him a nice fruit basket.
Ooh, that would be delightful. You need the glucose. You need to keep that blood sugar up during Comic-Con.
We need to send him some protein powder for his morning shake.
Yeah, right. Vegan protein powder.
Little canister with a cape.
With a cape. Oh my gosh, done. See? Perfect.
So
pet mouse.
Little super hamsters.
Yeah.
With masks.
With masks.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Really looking forward. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to be fucking exhausted by Sunday, but
totally worth it. Let's nap now.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yep. Nap time.
We don't have time to nap.
We don't. We have so much to do.
So much to do. So until we're supposed to drop another episode tomorrow. So this is a busy week for the podcast.
Absolutely it is. Today. Well,
and
Comic-Con week.
If you're just listening into the IntelleXual because you're discovering this because of Comic-Con and you wanted to hear about David Glanzer, welcome to the show. Please subscribe. iTunes, Google Play Music. We should be on iHeartRadio sometime soon.
Fantastic.
And you can always check us out at theintellectual.com. Mm-hmm. And we've got 161 episodes posted already. And the last two are pretty Comic-Con related. We had yesterday we had Echo Kellum from Arrow on the show. And late last week we had Jason Matthew Smith, who plays Cupcake in Star Trek Beyond, on the show as well. Very cool episodes. Make sure you check them out. And then, have fun. Go back and
go check out past episodes.
Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/intellectual network. We've got interviews there with all sorts of Comic-Con royalty because we've covered stuff like Sci-Fest in LA. So we've had Tim Russ on. We've had Patricia Tallman. Quark, the guy who played Quark.
Right. Yes.
His name's escaped me. Armin Shimmer? Anyway, his name's escaping me at the moment. We've had a lot of people.
Yeah.
David Blue from Stargate Universe.
Oh, so sweet. He's so sweet.
Yeah, so we've covered a lot of
plus,
stuff.
We were just at the red carpet for the Lego premiere of Justice League Gotham City Breakout. So we were talking to, John DiMaggio, who's the voice of Bender from Futurama,
Will
Eric
Friedel.
Bauza, who was Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy, Will Friedel, who's adorable, and he's from obviously Batman Beyond, and so these guys are amazing. It was so much fun, and these interviews I had a blast.
Yeah, and I will say this: our interviews are different from just about everybody else's.
Because I don't have a list of questions. I'm just like, hey, what's going on? We don't have a list
of questions. We just talk to people, and it's awesome. So, not to toot our own horn too much, but
I can say Will Friedel whipped something out of his pocket, and I am extremely amazed.
You were gushing.
Blushing. I was gushing and blushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just say that. You got to tune in and check it out.
Damn.
Anywho.
So, good to talk with David. And, we got to get ready for Comic-Con. So, we need to go.
Yeah. So, check us out. Obviously, Twitter, Instagram.
Twitter at The Intellectual. Instagram at The Intellectual. Facebook.com/Intellectual Entertainment. You can find us on the web at theintellectual.com or ixe.us, youtube.com/intellectual network. And I'm David S. Dawson. You can find me on Facebook at The Real David S. Dawson. And you can find me on Twitter at David S. Dawson and on Instagram at Me Burma. And you can find Kristen
on Facebook at Kristen Naomi Garcia or Facebook /Kristen Naomi Garcia. Also Twitter and Instagram, KNOG1, KNAOG1. And that's pretty much everything for me. Plus my website as well. So KristenNaomi.theintellectual.com.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And follow us. Tweet to us. Yeah. Let us know the questions that you have burning in your little nerdy minds. Mm-hmm. And let us know anything you want us to try and cover at Comic-Con. Hashtag NerdQuestionIXE. Mm-hmm. And we'll be checking that hashtag all throughout the weekend. So until Comic-Con, thanks for joining the Intellectual Podcast. I'm David S. Dawson.
And I am Kristen Naomi.
And we will talk soon.
See you guys.
Hello there, citizens. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the floaty that will not flush no matter how many times you try in the toilet bowl of crime. I am Darkwing Duck, telling you please, talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. Whatever the heck that means. After all, you are watching IntelleXual Podcast with your ears.